Hey guys, and welcome to the Everstromn Hobbies YouTube channel. My name is Flossy, I am the content creation side of things, and John is our designer and 3D printer and general mastermind. We wanted to do a YouTube video or a YouTube series showing you the behind the scenes of what we get up to at cons, what the build up is like, what the day is like, and also our thoughts on each con. It's going to be a series because we've got quite a lot of cons coming up. So this is our first one. It's a smaller con. We wanted to start small. I've never made a YouTube video before, so this is quite new for me, so please be nice. And hopefully you'll come back for our other ones because we've got some really big cons coming up at the end of the month. So to start this video, let's talk about what we do as we build up to a con. One of the first things that we do is we have a meeting. John and I sit down and we go through what stock we think sold well at the last con, what we want to take forward, if there's been any new releases from the designers that we work with, they're Naga Minis and Lionheart Forge, and if we want to design anything ourselves. So all our texture rollers that we sell are all designed by John. So once we've had our meeting and we've decided what we want to print, what we want to paint, what we want to sell, and how we're going to do stuff, we then get into the actual physical side of things. So John does a lot of our behind the scenes stuff. With the two designers, we'll get the designs from them and John will then slice them to get ready for the 3D printing. You can see here that once we have got all our designs, we put them on a memory stick and we plug it into our 3D printer, get the file ready and get it ready to go. Once the models are printed, they then go in for a wash, making sure that they're all clean and they're ready for de-supporting. I then get involved. Yay, I have another job. I will then do a lot of the de-supporting. We put it in hot water, so we get a big bowl of boiled kettle water. We pop our model in, leave it to soak. If the water's hot enough, it should really only be in there for a couple of seconds, but sometimes as it gets a little bit further down the process, the water might get a bit cooler and you can leave it in there for a little bit longer. We take it out and we pop off all of those supports. You'll see here, I am going nice and steady. And then you'll see John. Speedy Gonzales. Once the models are de-supported, we then put them in the curing machine and make sure that all the resin is cured and they are ready for packaging. Once the models are cured, they either go into one of two categories. They either go into the packaging side of things, which is quite often where I'll come in and we'll help out, or they'll go into the painting pile. So we normally try and have 20–30% of the products that we sell at Comic-Con as painted. We've noticed over the years that people prefer unpainted, but then there's always people, particularly parents or friends, that want to get someone a gift that can just sit as a model on a shelf or can be played with. So we'll always make sure we have some painted products. Also, on display at the cons, we always have a painted product, and because these are our display models, they quite often get touched or picked up or moved, and the oils from your skin or just general nails or moving around can damage the models. So John always checks them all over and does a little top up of some of the paint jobs to make sure that they're looking as good as new for the next con. When it comes to packaging, I quite often will help out with the packaging and I make a right mess, so apologies to John for that, but we try to do an eco-friendly packaging as possible. So we have our wood wall, we have our cardboard boxes, we have our pillow boxes, which are all cardboard. Once we've done all of our last minute stuff, it's then getting it all ready. So we bring it down from our office at the end of the garden and bring it all the way down into the house, ready to get into the car. This time for this con, we decided to redo all our labels to make it clearer so that when we are selling the stock, we can find it easier on the day, because it was getting to a point where we had boxes flying everywhere and it was getting really stressful and we couldn't find anything. So one of my big jobs for this con was to relabel all of our packaging that is behind the scenes. So we quite often will put a big bunch of our stock inside one box so that then it's a lot easier to get organised on the day and it's a lot easier to transport. So it's con day, woohoo, event time, brilliant. We always start with a nice coffee in the morning. John must have his coffee in the morning. And trust me, it's worth it because it's such a long day. Just getting that kick in the morning to get us started is a great way to do it. We don't always have time for breakfast, so we'll often take snacks with us. Always have snacks with you at cons. Always have snacks. You want sugary snacks, you want sandwiches, you want crisps, really easy to grab stuff because you might not have a lot of time to eat on the day. So if you can just grab a bite or something, it's really worth it. Our personal favourites are cinnamon rolls, like little cinnamon rolls. They are so good. So once we've got our coffee, we head off into the sunrise and enjoy our day. So this is only our third con. So setup is still a little bit messy. Still haven't quite perfected the art of putting tablecloths on or where everything's gonna go. So I use photos from previous cons to help me with the setup. We may also have new things. So for this con, we had a new cage system for our stock to make it easier to find. So I had to make a covering for that. So that was a whole new thing, a whole new setup, working out how that was going to work, where that was going to sit so that it looked really neat and tidy, and how we can utilise the new space. So why don't you come along with me and we're going to experience a con and the characters and the things that you get to see at a con. It can sometimes be quite an overwhelming place to be. The smaller cons less so, but the bigger ones are very overwhelming with the amount of people and the different characters that you can see. So I just wanted to do a little time lapse and a little montage of our day. Enjoy! And that is shut down pretty much complete. I hope you enjoyed the video and you enjoyed coming along and seeing what we got up to on the day, but also what we get up to beforehand. Hopefully you'll be back at the end of October to see what we have got up to at MCM in London, and if you are heading that way, we cannot wait to see you there. Have a great day. Happy hobbying!